What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Big Wison, baby, and I'm back with some banger news, man. Hey, man, today the Steelers are signing Aaron Rodgers. Let's clap it up in the chat, man. Clap it up. 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 Louie, you can even clap too. Clap. Good job. Good job. Aaron Rodgers really is a Steeler today. As of earlier today, I was at work. Just now getting time to record this, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, join the YSN game before we get in this video. We are watching Chris Carter announcing the news in the background of what happened and how this came about today.
You the Locked On.
Shout out Locked On Steelers.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Steelers podcast. I'm your host,
Carter.
Chris Carter, Big E, your daily dose of all things in the Pittsburgh Steelers. As always, you can find it on your favorite podcasting apps and on YouTube. Like this video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to this channel to get all of your Monday through Friday episodes, as well as our bonus content like this episode right here, where it's an emergency episode that we put up. Now, we have been hinting, if you have been paying attention to the Locked On Steelers podcast, we've been saying, hey, expect Aaron Rodgers to sign sometime soon. We've been saying, hey, before minicamp, it's gonna happen. I know some people were thinking like, oh, Kirk Cousins. Trust me, we have our Locked On Steelers call-in line. A lot of questions are like, what if he doesn't show? The reason why I stopped entertaining those questions a while ago, because we've known basically it was going to happen. There has been a backdoor agreement that wasn't publicized between the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers that he was gonna come in before minicamp and everything was gonna be fine. And now Jerry Dulac, my colleague at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, broke the story nationally saying, hey, Aaron Rodgers is set to fly into Pittsburgh this Friday, tomorrow, sign with the Steelers, and he'll be set to attend mandatory minicamp, which starts next Tuesday, goes through next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So the Steelers...
Y'all heard it there. Aaron Rodgers is going to be at practice next week. We are really going to sit here and see Aaron Rodgers in a fucking Steelers uniform, man. Oh, shit! Oh, fuck!
We'll get DK Metcalf. We'll get Aaron Rodgers in. I would not be shocked if DK Metcalf shows up as well to be with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I also wouldn't be shocked if TJ Watt shows up and we get the full gamut of the Pittsburgh Steelers roster as is. So with that being said, let's just cut through all of the waiting and what took so long. Bottom line, what took so long is Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old. You probably don't want to go through a full NFL offseason doing all the things that he has to do that he normally would have to do. Probably was an agreement that, hey, coming for mandatory minicamp, that'll be fine. I fully expect Aaron Rodgers to probably, after this mandatory minicamp, do a sort of workout in Vegas or in California somewhere where he'll be working with the Steelers wide receivers, building chemistry with them, and then that'll lead into training camp. And then when they report to training camp, players report July 23rd. That schedule was released this week. You can expect Aaron Rodgers to be there, and then that's where they'll get the real work in to start to build the chemistry that they need there. So what does this mean for the Steelers offense? What I think it does mean is this is going to be the first quarterback they've had since Ben Roethlisberger retired that they are probably going to put a lot more trust in than anyone else that they've brought. Whether it's Mr. Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Devin Hodges, whoever it is. Aaron Rodgers is a 4-time MVP quarterback.
4-time, nigga. 4-time.
He is a Super Bowl champion quarterback.
Super Bowl champion, nigga. Super Bowl.
He's also, I think, in a different caliber than Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Not in saying that he
better than trash out Russell Wilson
right now is a better quarterback, is that much better of a quarterback, in saying that his pedigree comes with that. And maybe he will be that much better of a quarterback. But I think Aaron Rodgers commands at least that much. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to see the Steelers open up this offense a bit more to allow Aaron Rodgers to do what he does. Because what I think this does for the Steelers is this gives them a guy who's knowledgeable of how defenses are, of how people are going to be, of how people are going to be trying to play them, and he's going to be able to stand at the line of scrimmage, call out different audibles, call out different switches, and say, hey, this is what we're switching into. This is what we're trying to do. And he's also a quarterback that, you know, comparative to Russell Wilson, he will not have the short factor in where he won't be able to see over the line of scrimmage to target the middle part of the field. I fully expect Aaron Rodgers to be a weapon for the Pittsburgh Steelers, to be a guy who comes in runs Arthur Smith's offense, they're still going to have an emphasis to run the ball. Like I want people to understand this. By getting Aaron Rodgers, they are not going to abandon the run game and just throw 60 times a game. They're probably still going to try to run the ball a lot. And I think that's where it's going to come in, where he's going to have a little bit more of a say of what happens on the field, because that's his pedigree. He's been that kind of a cerebral quarterback who has been able to take command of things on the field. I want to talk about that in as far as the impact that could happen here moving forward. Next here on the Locked On Steelers podcast, I'm your host, Chris Carter. Stick with us. We still got more to discuss in this emergency episode.
Hey, I'm skipping right over this shit.
Back here in the Locked On Steelers podcast, I'm your host, Chris Carter. We continue our emergency episode here as the Pittsburgh Steelers are set to sign Aaron Rodgers. He will fly into Pittsburgh on Friday, tomorrow, and then sign with the Steelers and be official. And then he will be set to attend mandatory minicamp with the Pittsburgh Steelers next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, giving him time to get used to the Steelers wide receivers, offense, and get things situated there. Now, again, I think where this really plays in for the Steelers is that they're still going to try to be a more balanced offense. They're not going to be a complete run all the time offense, but with Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be an offense that's going to try to set up more things where I think that they could set up play action a bit easier, and he's going to have more control of what he's allowed to call in the field. As we know, Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith did not get along. Now, from what we understand, Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers, much different situation. Those two guys, for whatever reason, they're closer, they're cooler with each other. They're gonna respect what Aaron Rodgers wants to do, and he's gonna be able to run the offense. And I think what Aaron Rodgers is gonna be able to have is the liberty to read the defense and say, hey, they're trying to take away DK Metcalf in this play, or they're trying to take away Pat Freiermuth in this way, or you know what, they're trying to take away the run in this play, and they're going to give him the options to say, hey, we're going to give you the credence to say, you know, hey, are they playing the run? Guess what? Play action, hit them over the top, hit them for that 20-yard pass down the middle part of the field, or a 10, 15-yard pass down the middle part of the field to Pat Freiermuth or Darnell Washington or whoever gets wide open, and work from there. It also, might mean like, hey, they're playing the run. All right, cool. Get that one-on-one with DK Metcalf, take the shot there, or figure out where the weak spot in the defense is. Okay. That's where I think Aaron Rodgers will offer the most versatility to the Steelers offense that they've had at the quarterback position in some time. Now, Russell Wilson could command an offense. We saw him do it at times last year. He could be a guy that could do that. But Aaron Rodgers, what he's going to bring to the table is I think they're going to give him the liberty to do so much more with the offense because of
Chat, can y'all just imagine whenever you see DK Metcalf catching a touchdown pass, a perfect touchdown pass. Aaron Rodgers is DK Metcalf's best wide receiver he's been with. Best. Best. Damn, I'm high as fuck, twin. Shit. Hold on, twin. DK Metcalf hasn't had a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. Damn. Fuck, I need to stay off the goddamn side, bro. Shit, man. But yeah, bro. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had like a real big body target like DK with all the physical, you know what I'm saying, stature. You know what I'm saying? You can't say Allen Lazard because he's not built like DK Metcalf. You feel me? He might get high point, but like DK Metcalf high point better. You feel me? Tight shit.
His pedigree and what he brings to the table, and that's something that could be welcome to the Steelers offense. Now, the tricky part here is how much credence do you give him when you're trying to be a team that is physical and wants to run the ball, and let's say that he starts to get a little pass happy with the adjustments that he's making. That's going to be one of the tricky things, but it seems to be that the Steelers are going to be okay with living with that. When you get a guy like Aaron Rodgers, a guy with his pedigree, his past, his success, and everything that he brings with him, you're often trusting guys to be able to call their own shots. It's like I said the other day when someone asked, well, wait a minute, why does TJ Watt get to say where he lines up and what he wants to do? Because he's TJ Watt, because he's been an NFL MVP the first time. He's a 4-time first team all pro edge rusher, the same way Troy Polamalu got to do the same when he was a safety. And that's where I think that the Steelers are kind of looking at Aaron Rodgers in that he's not going to be of those guys' caliber at this stage in his career, but he commands that kind of presence where at the quarterback position, he's going to be able to call out certain things, see what they're going to do. So for me, this opens up Arthur Smith's offense that much more. At least it should. The middle part of the field should be more open this year. The Steelers didn't use it that much last year, but Russell Wilson being a shorter quarterback, it was tough for him to see over the line, so it's tougher to expect him to target the middle part of the field. But Aaron Rodgers doesn't have that problem. They should be able to work that in, and that's going to be a major challenge for this team moving forward. Can they work that in? Can they get the balance in? That's all going to be a factor. And if Aaron Rodgers can fit like a cog in the machine with the Steelers, that could go very well with what they're trying to do. But let's also be honest. Him fitting like a cog in the machine is a big question mark here, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Okay,
Aaron Rodgers openly disputed with Robert Saleh at his last job, had problems with the Jets. There were a lot of organizational issues there.
Thanks.
And it was not a clean break with him with his last team. And that could lead to questions as far as how things are going to happen in Pittsburgh. Will he defy Arthur Smith? Will he defy Mike Tomlin? Will he kind of go rogue at any point? Will he kind of mess up the locker room vibe that the Steelers have had going? And I think that's the bottom line as far as why Mike Tomlin's retained a job for the past 18 years, even when he's gone in his playoff win drought that he's had since the 2016-2017 season. But Mike Tomlin's never lost a locker room. Like, even when they've had their struggles, like last year, they lost 5 games to end the season. But at the end of the season, that locker room still believed in Mike Tomlin. And you know why? Because those leaders still believed in Mike Tomlin. And the key players coming up still believed in Mike Tomlin. Aaron Rodgers is a guy who we've seen tear apart teams before when he doesn't believe in guys. And maybe Aaron Rodgers does believe in Mike Tomlin. But will he, when the first sign of trouble pokes his head around? That's going to be a question that will only be answered once we see it when it happens. Will he be a guy that is looking at Mike Tomlin funny the way that he looked at Robert Saleh funny when things weren't working? All those.
Yo, that is a crazy ass thing. You know, whenever you see Aaron Rodgers looking at the sideline, bro, giving crazy looks at the coaches and shit, nigga, bro, you got a black quarterback now, nigga. You better act straight. What the fuck? Bro, I swear to God, if this nigga, I swear to God, twin, it is nigga, bro. If he look at Mike Tomlin and disrespect him in any type of way, I'm going to have the Nation of Islam pull up on his ass and just straight knock him down. Fuck you mean?
Those factors could play into it, but we do know that Aaron Rodgers, has a respect for Mike Tomlin. We've seen it over the years. They've chatted. They've kind of been buddy about it. They've had their moments, like when the Steelers played the Packers in 2021, and Aaron Rodgers saw an alignment that he really liked, and he was trying to catch the Steelers off guard. Mike Tomlin called a timeout just in time to stop it, and Aaron Rodgers kind of just like nodded at him, like, I see you. And and Mike Tomlin went back like, oh yeah, I see what you're doing there. They've had that kind of connection, and they've talked otherwise. That's what's going to be really interesting. Now, again, OTAs just ended. So we've been covering OTAs. There have been 6 OTAs practices. Mandatory minicamp starts Tuesday. I fully expect that's when the barrage of cameras, of stories, of everything is going to happen, where everyone's going to be trying to talk to Aaron Rodgers. Everyone's going to be trying to talk to Omar Khan. Everyone's going to be trying to talk to Mike Tomlin. We're going to get a sense of all that there. So we will have a lot more on this topic. In fact, I'm going to be doing a full episode on this topic shortly after after this.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of goes up for the rest of today. There will be a full Friday episode where we break this down and other elements of the Steelers right here on the Locked On Steelers podcast. Thanks so much for tuning into this emergency episode of the Locked On Steelers podcast.
Hey, man, let me know how in the comments how y'all feel about Mr. Rodgers in the Berg. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, join the YSN gang. If y'all not YSN gang, y'all lame, and I'm out.